Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 90th Minute and welcome back to our weekly podcast. Welcome on YouTube as well on audio apps, Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. Welcome back to another week. Week of football, week of life. How's everyone doing? Josinho's good. Lucas,
Yo, what's up?
how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. Feeling
I'm
good.
I'm liking your sweater.
Thank you.
It's kind of like hipster, but also just kind of cool. I'm liking it.
Thank you.
Little mogul. Busy week, lots to talk about. Lots of football has occurred. Lots of news has happened.
It's crazy, but
It's just a lot. Just a lot
I mean,
happening.
things that we don't expect to be happening are happening.
Scotland are gonna play Poland.
Really?
Maybe. Yeah, there's gonna be a friendly because both countries are supposed to play
Oh,
a game,
yeah.
and they cannot play their game. So they said, "Well, we'll just have a friendly between the two of us." It's not confirmed yet, but both countries kind of said, "Yeah, let's do it."
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Not on.
My sound was not on, so apologies if you heard me in other microphones.
Good.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was.
Yeah, it looks like we're good now. But like I was saying, PSG Champions League, they're out. It's actually great to see because I wanted to see them win the I thought they were going to win the Champions League, but once again, just they can't do it.
I think when we did our predictions, I said I think this tie will be won by the team, not the individual. And I think PSG went into this two-legged affair as individuals. Bit of Mbappe magic.
The thing is, I don't necessarily agree with you with that statement. I think PSG were actually playing some pretty good football until that Donnarumma disaster class.
Yeah, to be fair, Donnarumma, that was a horrific
Now,
mistake.
I know people were saying it was a foul. I think how the ref was playing the game, like, I think it was Felix Breich who was reffing that match. He's always had the reputation of, 50-50s, you let them go.
Yeah,
Shoulder to
let it play,
shoulders,
yeah.
a lot of physicality, you let it go, which I usually enjoy watching games he refs sometimes. Other times there are situations where he's a bit bad, but that's neither here or there.
Well, the second leg, I was actually at work, but I was able to sneak my phone and I was watching my the game on my phone. So second half, I'm watching it and I'm going, okay, PSG are up. This should be done. Mbappe's got chance after chance. This tie is over. I don't see anyone coming back. I don't see Madrid coming back. They score their first goal. Okay, 2-1 on the night. I don't think it's gonna happen. Or 2-1 on the tie. I don't think it's gonna happen. They score their second goal to tie it up. I'm like, shit, this is happening. And then it's like off the kickoff, Benzema goes the other way. Good little touch passing. Great finish. I went, holy fuck! It was 3-2. I was like,
Oh.
Wow, like just what a comeback from Real Madrid.
Marquinhos did the thing they teach you in your first day of defense training. Don't pass the ball across your box.
Especially when you have such a lethal goal scorer like Benzema in the middle.
Explains why I concede in FIFA all the time. I do that a lot.
Don't do that.
I mean, it's fine when there's no pressure, obviously.
Yeah,
but there's obviously pressure there.
Benzema, just what a great game from him. Luka Modric getting a lot of praise after his performance.
I wonder why.
He ran a lot.
No, he's one of the best midfielders to play the game.
Ever?
Oh yeah, he's easily probably maybe top 10.
I could maybe swing that.
He won the Ballon d'Or. Come on, man. Show some respect.
I think he's had a lot.
Don't talk about Ballon d'Or after what you said in our group chat this week.
What?
You were on something this week. Talking about Lionel Messi is the best player. This and that. Ronaldo is shit. I was like,
I honestly Ronaldo is shit. It's just that's a conversation, of course, for maybe later in the podcast or another time. That Messi, in my opinion, is still the GOAT, regardless of this whole PSG.
did you not see what he?
It does not matter. It does not matter. Messi, what he has done in his career and how he's played the game.
Then what has happened with him in Paris?
He obviously went to a situation he didn't want to go to. He wanted to stay at Barcelona.
Yep.
And
There's still a lot of talk about him maybe returning this
So
offseason.
I think with Messi, it's just he didn't have any motivation to really play for PSG. He was happy to be around some players. He's been, Di Maria, Neymar. But then again, when a player doesn't have motivation to play for a club, he's not gonna succeed. He's not gonna, Ronaldo goes to United. He's motivated to play for United. Messi is not motivated to play for PSG. He doesn't, want to win trophies really. He's just there because he had to go somewhere.
Ronaldo chose to go back to United to win. Messi said, hey, you can't be here. There's only one team that can afford you. See ya.
Exactly.
And I understand the mentality or psychological side of it, of the transfer where he's not as motivated. He maybe not as enthusiastic. Doesn't feel at home. Doesn't feel
Here's the thing:
comfortable.
Neymar went to PSG with a mission. Messi just went to PSG because he had actually nowhere else to go.
And I guarantee his family probably still lives in Barcelona.
Yeah,
I think they still live in Paris, but I'm sure it's not an easy transition.
His entire life has been in Barcelona.
It's not easy, yeah.
He was a kid almost. So it's such a remarkable move. I mean, yes, it's not 100 million miles away, but it's still a new league, a new country, a new language,
new environment,
new players you never played with,
new
coaches.
expectations.
Exactly. Imagine every day going to the same, like, let's say, locker room or same lunchroom.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's just different. I get that side of the
And the thing is with Ronaldo, he's able to adapt to different clubs because he's moved to different clubs throughout his career. Sporting United to Real Madrid,
Well, even before his professional career, when he was in Madrid, Madeira, and then moved to mainland Portugal. Like, that's a big move.
He was very young at the time. He was by himself.
And Messi also did move from Argentina to Spain.
But then that's it. He was there from 2005 until 2022 or how
than that,
it's people don't really take that into a factor. They just expect a player to perform because of how much they're valued.
At the same time, though, you can say,
Lionel
Messi, with all his quality, what has happened? I mean, yes, he's had decent assist numbers, but the goals are
it is something.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think there was I think it might have been the first leg. It might have been the first half, the second leg. I can't remember. But there was an opportunity where Messi, makes his, his usual late run into the box, and they pass it to him near the top of the box. He strikes it home, like we've seen many times at Barcelona. Well, he made that type of run for PSG, and then I think it was Verratti who didn't make that pass, and then afterwards, Lionel Messi was just frustrated, yelling at him.
I mean, when you're on the same page like he was with all his Barcelona teammates, whether it was Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi, or later on in his career, he doesn't have that same ability just to understand with Verratti, with Mbappe, with Neymar even to an extent. I mean, Neymar's been gone for quite some time. Neymar and Messi have not played with each other for years.
And both have been injured quite a bit this season.
Both their careers have diverged and have gone different directions.
It's crazy because a year ago, Messi was carrying Barcelona, basically grabbing that team by the neck or the scruff, the scruff of the neck, and now it's just his reputation has been It feels like Messi's reputation has been tarnished.
Well, I feel like Ronaldo's was tarnished. Well, not tarnished, but like kind of like people questioning him and stuff.
Yeah.
Until he scored that hat trick and then the tune changed.
My thing is, I don't understand why Ronaldo's getting blamed at all for the struggles of United. Without Ronaldo, I don't think they get out of the Champions League group.
And also,
I don't think they do.
The thing is, people are also blaming Man United's struggles on David De Gea.
Which is shocking.
Well, I kind of understand where they're coming from because they look at the little details and the specifics. But David De Gea has been brilliant for Man United.
He's been probably your best player.
He's been probably second or first because Ronaldo's always been carrying that team in terms of goal scoring and output. It's just the players around Ronaldo and the players around David De Gea just haven't been haven't worked with the system.
You can't skip over the fact that they are approaching the age of 40.
Yeah.
Your body slows down, your mind slows down.
Oh, trust me, I know. I watched the Edmonton Oilers. They have a goaltender who.
I thought you were talking about yourself.
No.
Trust me, I know. I'm 26, so I'm done.
No.
Greg retired from football.
Pussio.
He retired from football, which uses your feet. Because he hurt his wrist.
What was the fuck?
Baby back
Oh
bitch.
my god, man.
Can't stand that guy.
He always like a piece of glass. No offense, Greg.
All
But
the offense. No one loves you.
guy, you can take a fucking golf club to that guy, and he'd probably be out for a week.
But I mean, the Messi Ronaldo situation is gonna be there until the day they both are retired. And to the day they are retired, I'm still gonna say, just shut the fuck up and enjoy the two of them.
Yeah.
Enjoy watching their style of football. Enjoy watching the goals they score.
The
energy they bring.
I think I get annoyed because it's like as soon as Ronaldo does anything in the Premier League, people are like, he's now the GOAT. He is the GOAT. And Messi, because of how PSG has gone, he's apparently not regarded as the greatest of all time anymore.
It's like I posted that on Instagram. I don't know if you saw on the 90s Minute Instagram when Ronaldo scored that hat trick. My comment just said, "He's the GOAT. It's okay to admit it. Don't be afraid."
My God. For me,
I got over 250 likes. Sue.
Andrew.
It's just the way I view it is that with Messi, you can take away his goal scoring and he'd still be the greatest of all time.
Just because on the ball ability,
It is
his intelligence.
exactly.
Yeah,
I love that.
Gloss over the team that he had around him.
It's not like Ronaldo didn't have.
Yeah, Ronaldo had
Ronaldo's
it. Come
had
on,
a-
man.
Ronaldo's had the
But
United.
Ronaldo's done it. Like Ronaldo's done the goal scoring.
Cristiano Ronaldo is the greatest goal scorer of all time. That's a fact, though.
I mean, technically.
That is true.
Then again,
you
that
can't-
website says now it's the record's even more than.
Because Pele found another.
No, it wasn't.
No,
It's not
you know
Pele,
what?
it's-
You know what?
It's Beacon.
You know what?
check
You know what?
out.
I would wonder. What if R9 didn't have the injuries and he had the longevity of Cristiano Ronaldo? What would his record be?
R9 would be a great goal scorer.
Like,
There's a few players.
I watched highlights of R9. That guy was just a tank of a striker.
What if George Best had a full career? Who knows what he would have been like? You know.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
a lot of players that we didn't get to see the full potential. Even Ronaldinho and Maradona to an extent.
Yeah,
We saw great things out of them, but not. I don't think. To
What
the
if
top
Pele
level.
played in Europe? That's.
I mean, I think we're seeing more players reach their potential nowadays. I
Oh
guess,
yeah, it's
like,
easier well,
because
not
like
easier,
well, at least to a more further extent because of sports science and things like that. People have the longevity of careers like.
the system around them and the infrastructure of football.
Because I'm not sure 20 years ago Lewandowski is playing to the level he is now at his age.
Yeah.
Same with Ronaldo's. I think a guy like Lionel Messi would probably break down a little earlier in the early 2000s, 90s or something like that.
I think it was Mario Balotelli that said if he had worked as hard as he could have and lived up to his potential, he would have the same numbers as Lionel Messi and
Bullshit.
Ronaldo. I don't agree with that, but man, Balotelli on his day was something special.
Well, yeah, and you know, honestly, if you go back to FIFA 12 days, and his potential was like 94 rating, like
If he, yeah, it was FIFA 13, I think after in the second season he's 90 overall.
So, and with Mario, you talking about Mario Balotelli, you just think of the Euro 2012 he had.
Oh,
Not even, yeah, I know he was influential of City winning the title, but Euro 2012 with Mario Balotelli's tournament,
incredible.
that just that moment he took off his shirt and the muscles against
That goal,
Germany,
I
that
remember
was,
watching that goal live. I was like, oh
yeah,
my God.
he was something special
Would you
back
like to
then.
stick with the topic of FIFA?
Well, one thing I want to mention, of course, Messi and Neymar got booed today, while Mbappe got
Oh,
clapped,
I'm not surprised.
That is Mbappe's team, though.
and he's gonna leave that team.
Well, I think it's also easier to love Mbappe. He doesn't really have that like arrogant aura around him like Neymar does.
he kind of does.
Maybe,
I
but
also feel like
but
the
sorry,
expectations he has are the ones that he's created himself.
But
not
Yeah.
the fact that Mbappe is playing for a French club and he's won the World Cup with France, it kind of maybe changes
No,
things.
And also because he's like actually from the Paris suburbs.
yes, yeah.
With Neymar, Neymar was getting booed like after his first year. You gotta watch if you watch the documentary because he was getting booed when he almost went back to Barcelona.
Yeah.
He was trying to force that move. So Neymar has never had a great relationship with the PSG supporters.
Does Neymar leave?
I mean,
I'll let you talk about the article that you brought up because if reports are to be believed, Mbappe is on his way to Real Madrid. I think Messi's gonna go back to Barcelona. I really do feel that, and it looks like the PSG board wants to get rid of Neymar.
well, the head of Qatar.
Yeah.
Leonardo Al Nasser, they might be tossed. They apparently damaged some refereeing equipment
They
after
broke the flag.
Supposedly, like, there was a massive like outrage.
Slapped a guy like in the hand.
Which, in a
broke his
sense,
finger or something.
I feel PSG being knocked out of the Champions League so early the last couple of years is karma to these
It's
guys.
more the way they lost this one. It wasn't like they went toe to toe with Madrid or Barca or Bayern Munich and they lost 4-3 and they were in the game. They fell apart and crumbled with 20 minutes. You know, a single old Frenchman buried them.
like I think they were better for like 3 of those halves of that game, and then even in like the beginning of the last half of the game, like you thought they would probably see this out with the 2-0 lead, and then Mbappe creating chances, and then it's like
Fell apart.
and
Mentality. They just didn't have it there.
it's just like what Chiellini said about Tottenham.
Yeah.
It's the history of PSG.
It is. PSG are just not meant to win the Champions League. And I don't know if City are, but City are right there with me. Until City
I wonder if it's some sort of curse or karma just because of how these teams are funded. I know Chelsea, obviously, they have their issues right now. And Chelsea are known to be oil money, Roman Abramovich, and they won the Champions League twice now. But at the same time, I feel it's Chelsea's Champions League victories didn't feel as forced compared to what City and PSG are doing.
Both of the Champions League that Chelsea won, I don't feel they deserve to win.
Well, both the Champions League they won were not the best Chelsea teams of the
No, they were
era.
underdogs both times.
I didn't think either of those teams would get to the final.
It's not like they were god squads compared to what Man City have built and what PSG have.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just
does that say something maybe about that god squad is individual?
So the Galactical thing, because it didn't really work out for Real Madrid for years.
Well, Mourinho came and actually brought that winning mentality, and then they started improving.
Points.
And then
100
Ancelotti came in, and then they won the Champions League, and then they won 3 in a row, like with Zidane.
I mean, Real Madrid spent so much money during those decades.
Yeah.
From the last time they won the Champions League until La Decima, they spent so much money and failed. And they never really ever got close during that period.
No, I don't think they made a single final up until maybe 2014.
Until they won it.
Yeah.
And which is crazy to say, but like I remember, like they signed Ronaldo, Kaká,
and when you think about it, the teams that have won the Champions League recently have not necessarily spent billions of dollars on their squads.
They spent good money.
Good money, but not compared PSG, Man City levels.
I mean,
you look at Liverpool; they built their squad a little bit up with Mane, Salah, and a number of other players.
Liverpool spent a lot of money.
Well,
they did sell much.
Yes,
but look at where PSG and City started with. To get to where they are today, both those clubs had to spend billions to bring them to top level football, because neither club was top level football.
No.
When they were bought.
No, they've got to the point where they can easily obtain domestic success, but winning the Champions League just seems like the most impossible task.
Even domestic success for both City and PSG. PSG, I think more so.
Yeah,
has not been easy.
Because for PSG, it's like 1 year they dominate and next year they lose it.
I don't know how PSG do not go undefeated in the league.
That's a good point. And also,
they lost the league at all.
You look at a club like Bayern Munich, for example. They're not really known to be spending tons of money. Obviously, they're the best team in Germany, and they can spend the most.
They spend money a little bit, and they spend a ton on wages, which is
yes, but once again, they're not putting out 100 million transfers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's yeah. So it's interesting how it works with these clubs.
I mean, I think the Champions League is also a competition. It's not like football. Like random miss can happen. It's not like a league season where you have to play each team twice, and on average, the better overall team wins that. Knockout football, sometimes the best team does win it, but sometimes you get some shocks.
That's what I said. I think here that Liverpool won the Champions League. That's what I said. I said I think Pep Guardiola is a better manager for season marathon. And Jurgen Klopp can win it on that one night and just put out and just have a huge effort.
And that's kind of Sir Alex Ferguson as well, because Ferguson only won the Champions League twice in his career, but he was very good at just maintaining league success. And sometimes that's what you can. It's not like you're gonna win the Champions League every year, right? Like that Real Madrid team, I think, was more so built for winning cup knockout tournaments like the Champions League, it seemed.
Oh, definitely not the Copa del Rey, because they don't. The funny thing about Real Madrid, I think it was not too long ago. It was their anniversary, their 100th anniversary. Well, the anniversary of the match, which technically was on their 100th anniversary, where they played the Copa del Rey final against I believe, Deportivo La Coruña.
Okay.
The match was supposed to be played somewhere else, but Real Madrid persuaded the Spanish Federation to play it in the Bernabeu. Okay. On their 100th anniversary to win the trophy, and they lost.
They lost it.
So, like,
how do you persuade the FA?
I don't know the whole story,
can
but
we change the venue? Like, how does that work? I don't get that. I want to talk about Liverpool for a second.
Okay.
So, Mohamed Salah, it does not look like he's going to be signing a contract.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
So, he will be leaving. Will it be the end of this season or the end of next season?
Depends. If Liverpool want to get some value out of him, then it would be this summer. If we want to keep him and compete another year with the top with our experienced side, then keeping him, let him go for free.
Where does he go?
PSG.
You think? He doesn't seem like a PSG player to me. But I guess if the big three of PSG are leaving, maybe it is. They bring in a Salah, they bring players.
It's
That was big news for Liverpool. The fact that he pretty much straight up said, "I'm not going to sign a new contract."
well, he rejected the. He says he wants to stay, but rejects the thing on the table. He obviously values himself very highly with the best in the world. I think Liverpool. I read somewhere maybe around 325K they offered, which is a lot.
He wants 400
or 500 even, like, because
Liverpool just can't afford that.
yeah, the Liverpool have a wage structure. If you let Salah get that contract, then you might have to give those type of contracts to Van Dijk and Alisson, who are
And Sadio Mane.
not necessarily Mane, but like Van Dijk and Alisson.
To be fair, I don't think Mane seems like that type of guy to really ask for high wages. And
I mean, he obviously makes.
But honestly,
He will get what he's worth.
But sometimes it doesn't matter about the player; it's the agent.
Yes.
So
And I think a lot of this is the agent.
yeah, probably.
Do you think without him you'll be okay? You have Luis Diaz, who's come in and looks to be very, very good. You still got Mane. You still got Jota. You still got Bobby Firmino.
I don't think we'd win the league title, but
Yeah.
but then again, it might not matter if Haaland goes to City.
I think it's gonna happen. It's looking very likely.
Oh my!
It's looking very like. I can't wait to watch Haaland week in and week
It's either
out.
Haaland or goes to City or Real Madrid. And apparently a very reliable City journalist is reporting on it, which he normally doesn't report on unless if it's like pretty close. So it is kind of concerning. Haaland under Pep Guardiola, even if he gets injuries throughout the season, Pep loves his rotation.
I haven't really kept too close with how City's players have been doing this season. But how's Jack Grealish been?
He hasn't played much.
Really?
I think he's got into the squad, but I think what I've read was that he's played well, but he hasn't like been
Goals or assists, his numbers aren't there.
But he's like obviously
On the ball, he's doing well.
It's a beautiful man.
Let's be honest. Like I always say, if that transfer doesn't happen a week later, Grealish is not a City player. Lionel Messi is.
Yeah, probably.
It's a week that determined that signing.
I think that signing was like pretty confirmed for a while though.
But they would have stopped that in a second if Messi was available.
Would they?
Yes.
Maybe.
Think about how many City kits you'd sell with Lionel Messi on the back. The fact that Ronaldo was coming to the
Yeah, the Manchester Derby would have been
my God.
amazing. We got slapped by them. Jesus, that was good.
Oh, you got dirty.
At this
dog
point,
slapped.
I get some sort of sense of happiness when United gets slapped around.
Do you?
It's just kind of like
That's weird.
you guys
That is
deserve it.
weird.
You play like shit, you deserve it.
I mean, I guess like I read a lot of United fans. They think that that there's just a bunch of unlikable players on this squad. And I mean, what were your thoughts when you heard that the rumors of Rashford potentially thinking about leaving because he's not getting enough playing time?
Kind of, yeah. It's one of those things. I'm kind of annoyed because I thought Rashford would be the type of player to play his whole career at United. But like, come on, man, you're not doing anything for the club. Honestly, when he's on the pitch, he's been very disappointing. It's really been a complete 180 with that guy.
You really thought he was gonna be the United version of that global superstar.
Yeah.
Hey,
He just hasn't been.
maybe he can still be, but he just like sometimes players have down years. I think he didn't have a preseason. He had an injury,
Yeah.
right? Obviously he had the disappointment in the Euros missing that penalty, and obviously all around.
I
United haven't been
think for
good.
Rashford, leaving United might be the best for his career. Kind of just restart your career a little bit, and because the pressure at United is so high, and he's just not living up to that. To the what
Where
he's
did he go though?
Chelsea.
Newcastle. I feel like Newcastle's that one option right now. Like,
that everyone throws.
yeah, I wonder. I wonder if Newcastle is gonna look at PSG and Man City and look at their situation with the Champions League and what if they ever get to that point. It's like, okay, let's see what's going wrong with them so we avoid it.
Well, you need to just take the steps.
Yeah,
to
I
become
don't
winners.
think Newcastle are at the step yet of Champions League final or even Champions League. But I think I said this 2 podcasts ago, or maybe it was a stream, I don't remember. But I said in January, you're telling these players, like let's use Kieran Trippier for example, come to Newcastle, help us survive relegation. and we'll go from there. That is a tough sell for top players. Now, yeah, it looks like Newcastle are going to stay up. Now, come the summer transfer window, you can say, look, you have 0 points.
Mm-hmm.
City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United, they all have 0 points as well. Let's spend money, build a great squad, and go challenge for the title, which is possible. Is it unlikely? Yes. But I do think Newcastle are going to spend big in the summer. They're going to really try and win the title.
It's bold to say that they can get enough players and have the team
No.
be cohesive.
I
enough by
think
the season.
their goal would probably just get into top 10.
You realistically with this, it's just the steps. You take this.
Yeah.
Kieran Trippier said on the True Jordy podcast recently, like, you get better each step, and then eventually you win it.
How patient their owners are.
Well,
Their owners are gonna have to be patient. I think
you don't buy Newcastle without being patient.
Yeah, honestly.
I am looking forward to seeing what transfers they make in the summer.
This is like a revival of a club, essentially, man.
I think they could be exciting in the summer transfer window. I think they'll be rumored with every name in the book kind of thing, and we'll see who they actually end up getting. We've talked United. We've talked a little bit of Liverpool. Chelsea, we can mention them. Abramovich was looking like he was going to be selling the club. He's still trying to, but he's not allowed to anymore because the UK government has frozen his assets.
Well, they're allowed to sell the club. He wouldn't get the assets. It would be frozen.
He wouldn't get the money, and who's going to sell a team?
Well, he has to sell it because our Chelsea are not going to be in a good position.
Not in a good position now. They can't sell tickets for their games. Only season ticket holders can get the games.
Really?
They can't sell merchandise. They cannot make any money. As a club, they cannot make any money.
Jesus.
So they're in a
How do they get to the game?
Well,
everyone walks.
Well, you can spend up to 20,000 on travel and things like that, which with that many players is not a lot of money. But obviously, a lot of things are already prepaid already, because good clubs pay in advance.
Yeah.
So there's that. In the next week or two, we're probably going to hear about a sale.
Yeah, which is crazy because the Abramovich era at Chelsea has been so successful, so big players, big names coming in. It hasn't maybe been the most legitimate ownership and quality of ownership, but he's been successful. He's been very
won league titles, won the
everything.
Champions League. It's everything you've kind of wanted as a football supporter.
The managers have come through.
Yeah,
it's been ruthless with managers, but
it's because they have such a high expectation. There's a high standard at Chelsea. It's like
I think whoever purchases Chelsea next has such a job and such a role to fill in that it's gonna be really difficult. I don't think the fans are gonna like.
Really? Even if it's the LA Dodgers owner, who apparently everyone thinks is the best American owner ever.
Who is he?
I don't know, just the Los Angeles Dodgers owner of baseball.
It's crazy. Can I just mention it's crazy how expensive baseball teams are?
Oh.
In terms, even the money, even the money in baseball is wild. Like I don't feel like baseball is as popular as it used to be.
Well, it has all that history. It's like
yeah.
It's like boxing. Like boxing has all that money because boxing has the history from like the 30s and things like that. Like it's when you have like football too, like soccer, football, like it has the history. When you have sports that have like history from that branches out across populations of hundreds of millions, it obviously becomes popular and is popular. And if it's popular back then, the money goes up.
I think baseball helps as well because it's a long regular season. Lots of sponsorship opportunity, branding opportunity. I think that helps. Plus, the Americans love America. Baseball is American, therefore America loves baseball.
It also used to be like America's sport.
Yeah,
now it's football.
Yeah, this is definitely off topic, but
yeah,
there's no topic.
This is true.
So
is there anything else football wise you want to speak about?
I mean, it's cool that Arsenal win again.
How are they doing? Because like I said, I've been kind of out of the loop with football.
They are above you.
They're above you with 3 games in hand.
Arsenal are going to get top 4. You are not.
Does that mean you have to jump out of the airplane?
No.
Oh, good.
No, I had to jump out of the airplane as Spurs finished above Arsenal. In Mikel we trust. I got a little nervy when Antonio Conte showed up at Spurs, but honestly,
They got Cristiano'd.
Arsenal are looking great. I mean, that Martin Odegaard looks like absolute world-class playmaker. Thomas Partey had probably his best game in Arsenal kit today. Lacazette is looking like a great goal scorer again.
Things are just going well.
Yeah.
I mean, great goal scorer, but Lacazette, I would calm that down a little.
But he seems to be getting back into good form.
You know who doesn't stop scoring? Lewandowski.
Bayern lost. No, drew.
The fuck's going on with Bayern Munich?
There's a title race happening in Germany again.
Yeah, how close is it? Between who?
I think it's 6-point difference right now, and a 7-point difference, and Dortmund have a game in hand.
Oh, Dortmund are close. Okay, so they'll end up losing. That's how it goes.
Haaland came back.
Haaland's back though, but they still have Mats Hummels in defense, and I think that's shit.
But they kept a clean sheet.
Could you imagine
against Bochum?
Imagine, Dortmund end up winning the title. Haaland is in his post-championship interview. He's like, "I am leaving. Fuck Bayern. I beat you."
Where's the champagne?
But I was paying attention to the Bayern game. Because I woke up late, so I was watching the Liverpool game on delay.
Mm-hmm.
But I had the Bayern game on the side, paying attention to it, and it was a pretty funny game because first Bayern were losing, which I always find funny.
Always funny.
And then Thomas Muller, he scored 3 offside goals.
Yep.
So the space investigator is investigating the wrong space.
Fair enough. He's had a bad time though, because he's also scored the own goal recently.
Yeah, the previous week.
Yeah.
So Bayern drawing that game. Good thing is Alphonso Davies should be back soon.
Oh, nice,
Good
fantastic.
for Canada.
Yes,
We need him back.
I can't wait for that. It's end of the March.
That's coming soon.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be back for that, but
Please come back.
Hopefully he's at the game, so when we qualify, he will be there.
but yeah,
Qualify for World Cup.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Watch us lose, because there's 3 games, right? Watch us lose the first 2. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't think John Herman's gonna make that squad feel complacent. That could be that's always a problem, but John Herman knows. He's like, boys.
In John we trust.
Yeah, John's gonna be like, guys, you're not done yet. There's still games to play.
Really, that's the thing. There actually still is a
Show your worth.
yeah, but just to conclude, Dortmund are 7 points behind Bayern with a game in hand. Probably not, but you never know.
You never know, but
Yeah.
I mean, Bayern team isn't perfect.
no, they're not.
They obviously can put in great performances like they did against Salzburg.
Like, it's so weird. They draw Salzburg in the first 1-1, and then they go out and beat them 7-1. But then in between there, they drew again. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so I'm interested. I'm always interested in the Bundesliga. Now I'm back really interested because
But your interest took a big blow today in the Bundesliga.
Oh,
Florian Wirtz, the
Right.
wonder kid of the Bundesliga, he's out for the rest of the season with his
ACL.
ACL injury.
Bad.
That's a terrible injury because he's had such a good season. He's looking like a real talent.
Man,
Just gone.
it just sucks. It's such a joy watching him play. Just like it's hard to explain, but the trickery he has with the ball with his feet, I don't know. It's
He's a quality player.
yeah, and he contributes with goals and assists as well, and it's just it's a fun player to watch. It sucks. Leverkusen were looking pretty good this season until recent weeks. They saw Moussa Diaby, who's been incredible this season, but he's gonna have to keep it up. And no Patrick Schick currently. And if you look the top assist to goal scorer partnership in Europe was Wirtz to Patrick Schick, and now they're both injured.
Well, let's hope that Wirtz comes back in good form and his injury doesn't affect him
Yeah, I
too
heard
much
about that.
because he's a quality player, and I would love to see where his career he's able to get to.
Yeah.
Anything you want to talk about outside of football?
I was gonna say FIFA.
Sure.
I haven't touched that game since maybe that Future Stars promo,
Okay.
which was maybe a month ago now. I don't know. There's a point where I was trying to get back into FIFA and then I just got bored of it. And then I saw how cheap Neymar is. He's like 60K.
That really cheap.
Yeah, for Neymar, he's fucking one of the best players in the game. He's so cheap. I've never seen a player that good in FIFA history that be that cheap.
Just because no one's playing FIFA.
No, people are. I don't know. The game. There's so many high valued, high rated cards. So many special cards now. It's just. Eh.
Have you been playing FIFA? You've been playing FM.
Yeah, I haven't been playing FIFA.
I've been playing FIFA.
Career mode's okay. Like I have no issue if someone likes.
Fun. My
but-
my Motherwell career mode because I got sacked at fucking Livingston. I beat them though. Final match of the season, I beat them. I wasn't in the titles. I think I finished 4th.
I like how in FIFA I packed Mbappe Gold a couple months ago or like a month ago. He was worth 600k. I bought Prime Vidic.
But why?
Cause I like Vidic. Cause I could. Just cause I could, I can get Vidic. I'm like Vidic, and then I'm bored of this game now.
Just yeah, you used to play FIFA so much.
Yeah, I was thinking when the pandemic started around 2 years ago. That's when everything shut down.
You were at home. You were
Yeah.
playing FIFA. You were...
That was when I think about it. That first like pandemic lockdown, it was a vibe. We didn't even really have football until June.
Yeah, there was nothing going on.
It was really like just us playing FIFA.
Were you still working? I was working.
Yeah.
I was working. You were working.
It's a wild time because like you didn't have to wear masks at the time.
Yeah. There was like the high infection rate, and everyone didn't know what the hell was going on. People are stockpiling toilet paper, and we're all just sitting there. I remember because literally the lineups would wrap around the store. It was ridiculous. And I remember I was in charge of the lineup, and I'd stand there. People would come talk to you. And I was like,
Yeah.
so I was like, well, no masks, nothing.
I don't know. For me personally, I found the pandemic to be like a real turning point in my life.
In what, like how you wanted to live your life?
Kind of, yeah. I went for that was really the start of me turning into more of like a content creator, like all of us. We took advantage of it and kind of built up the 90th minute to a point. And then yeah, it was just the way I viewed it. It's like the life I was living before the pandemic. I'm so glad I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
Like I thank God I used to work at the soccer center. Thank God I'm not there anymore. I know I went back during the pandemic, but then
you just felt like you weren't doing what you actually wanted to do, but because the pandemic gives you the opportunity to be at home and create and do something.
Learn how to use social media better, TikTok, edit better. I learned a lot from Lucas, and it was a great opportunity, and I took advantage of it. I'm really happy where I'm now. Obviously, like
I wish I had like the month that was the first.
Yeah, it's to be fair, you were working a lot of hours still
full time.
Yeah,
and I wish I had that because I didn't. Yes, of course, I felt that there was the pandemic, but I didn't feel the lockdown pandemic. I was still going out every day.
Yeah, and I don't know. For me, it did feel in the middle of that pandemic, April, May. And going to June, it did feel like I could have had a career in streaming, but I felt like I stagnated. Like I couldn't go beyond 20, 25 average viewers. And at the time, I thought like, oh, maybe it's gonna get high. It never did. I don't.
It's because it's very hard to grow on Twitch without external help.
Yeah.
People have to find your. It's not often that people just scroll through the Twitch.
I get that, but like I thought I was doing everything I can try at the time. Maybe I wasn't putting out enough of my own content on my own TikTok. I feel like I at the time I was still kind of figuring it out, and I got raided by Castro that one May day. That was like
I remember watching that.
That was wild, man. I definitely did.
This guy's wearing a United kit, and he's drinking G Fuel.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The Castro raid for you. And then the Fabrizio Romano.
Yeah, we always forget we got raided by Fabrizio Romano during the Euros.
I went back and watched that clip. It was just the chat's going Fab raid.
Yeah.
What's a Fab raid?
Yeah.
And one guy goes Fabrizio. I was like, oh yeah, all right. I was like, wait, this is going a lot quicker than the chat should be going. I was like, why are we at 3,000? What is happening?
Yeah, I know.
That was before the game even kicked off. It was a Euros game. It was before.
I think so. I don't remember. Yeah.
We had just started the stream.
I don't know, like I was just saying.
That summer though, that summer like with the Euros at Lucas's house on Twitch.
I did, of course,
Man, that was fun.
that was a vibe, but also I just missed that first pandemic lockdown. I don't know why. I think the vibe of just like playing Call of Duty Warzone with some of my friends until like 2 a.m. just drinking.
Probably because it brings back memories similar to like high school days, sort of.
Kind
I
of,
think,
but
even before, I think it brings back like
Yeah.
summer off of school vibes.
yeah, but
Like summer
but
holidays.
with alcohol.
Which we should state. Obviously, it was terrible that so many people were dying.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's also true.
The actual pandemic.
But
the
I think that
actual-
people listening to this would kind of understand. We have a young audience, and
the actual coronavirus was horrific.
it's still going on. Obviously,
It is, yeah.
you can think what you want about it, but it's not good.
It's not good. But yeah, everyone's still living. Whether you are in Canada or U.S. or Britain or wherever you are, there's still COVID protocols that
Yeah.
have to happen, and life may be getting back to normal. But I think the idea of normal has changed.
Yeah,
I don't think there's ever going to be back to what it was 3 years ago.
yeah. For me personally, that's just like that was the time where I enjoyed streaming the most, where I enjoyed FIFA the most. I also think it was because I was much more new to streaming. That's when I was like getting used to the consistent. Like I was streaming like 100 hours a month. Like
We had the
it was-
time for it.
yeah, I looked
for
at it. So and then I looked back at it. Just kind of I couldn't keep up with it. I lost my love with FIFA, and then when you lose the love of FIFA,
It's hard to play FIFA when you don't enjoy it.
Yeah, it's hard to stream other games. It's hard to
I think the thing about FIFA is not only do people like watching FIFA streams, but they specifically like watching foot champs.
Yeah.
The weekend they don't like watching career mode, and
some people do. It's hard.
people like opening packs.
And then I think I mentioned this before, but like I definitely I compared myself to other creators in that space at the time, and I saw them like, for example, FIFA Chef. I saw him getting like averaging 70 viewers for partnership. I'm like, okay, what is he doing? Why can't I do that? Why am I not getting those kind of viewers? You know what do I need to do? I was so confused at the
Sometimes
time.
it's just luck.
Yeah, and sometimes it is the person too. They people gravitate to certain
You have
people.
to like what you're watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also like some things are like everyone had this similar luck of being able to stream more and more during that time frame. I think a very important thing is like I think a lot of those guys were producing a lot of TikToks.
Yeah.
Like not just like one every day or every few days. They're posting multiple in a day, and I think they were just
Mm-hmm.
going 100% on it.
They had their little formula, their little algorithm, and they stick to it. They figured out what worked for them, right?
Yeah. And at the time, I didn't really have something that worked for me. Maybe good packs, but I didn't really know how to hook a viewer on TikTok as well as I do now, and how to use the app. It is crazy to me how
How
well.
many views does your have now?
Oh, that one's like it's only like 8 million.
Oh my god!
It's just 8 million.
8.7?
Fuck off.
8.7 million? I think it's starting to go viral a little bit again. Getting more.
I mean,
I have like 43. I got like 46,000 followers on TikTok, and
fair enough. I mean, I think for you that's a little like subgenre that kind of worked for you. I mean, the throwback to Modern Warfare 2
Yeah.
days, because there's a lot of people that remember those days
Yeah.
and the same memories that you have and stuff like that, and you sell it to them and bring them back to their
Yeah.
childhood kind of thing. They'll watch it, and they'll listen.
yeah, it's. I don't know. I'm excited for the future.
Excited for that future. I've missed you on streams,
I don't know if I'm ever gonna be on a stream.
but why?
Work.
Just busy work in the mornings.
Work in the morning and just the NHL schedule. Like I think if the hockey was in this off season right now, I'd probably be able to make time for a stream. But I'm just trying to stick into a routine, and some. Plus, I have to go into the office like 3 times a week that we have. So usually when you stream, I don't know.
I just miss Wazinho sitting there saying the wild shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, like Neymar's better than Salah, man. It's just facts. You know, Neymar is probably the greatest, not the greatest, but the most technically brilliant player of our generation.
I thought you were about to say that Neymar is the best Brazilian of all time, and I was about to smash that cup over your head.
In the past 10 years, he is the best Brazilian we watched.
No crap.
Next to
10 years, yes.
Thiago Silva, of course. Marcelo, Dani Alves, who can play in there.
Dani Alves.
Yeah, Alves. So,
Ronaldinho.
yeah.
Who's the best Brazilian of all time?
LA.
I think R9 is.
R9.
You think FIFA has influenced a lot of people to think like, oh, R9 is the best? I'm like, how many of these kids have actually watched R9 or like?
I think if I had to choose a Brazilian I would love to watch the most, it's Ronaldinho.
Yeah, Ronaldinho. He was an
Ronaldinho
entertainer.
Was art on the field.
Yeah. So he was the show.
I think Pele is probably the most influential footballer.
Oh, easily. Or Maradona. Maradona was pretty
The
big.
thing with
No, actually,
Are you talking
no,
about Brazilians or are you talking about anyone?
anyone,
Influential football of all time?
well, I think Pele's the most important.
he's actually not wrong because when Pele went to the U.S. for like these tour matches, he would sell out crowds.
Not even just that. He's the football's first global icon.
Yeah, it's true.
Like without Pele, there probably wouldn't. A lot of things in football would probably advance a little later.
Is it wild to throw the name of the most influential footballer of all time, Johan Cruyff?
I mean, maybe in the game. I'm talking about in general, like not just on a football pitch.
I'm talking the same. Johan Cruyff, I don't think the Dutch dominance, I don't think Barcelona way.
I think you could definitely say some of that stuff that he brought in managerial wise, if he wasn't there, would have not advanced as quickly as they have now. But I think as an icon in the game, I think Pele is like, I'm sure so many people that don't even like the sport know who Pele is.
Pele.
Huh.
Do you think Messi and Ronaldo have overtaken them?
I think technically yes,
yeah.
but that's because Pele hasn't.
I mean,
played
to be
football
fair,
for
I
50
feel like
years.
if you're talking about like most influential footballers in terms of how Lucas is talking, you kind of might have to consider Beckham. Beckham at the time
Icon,
was.
I don't think he's as big.
No, but like,
But
you know what's weird? Because when people think of David Beckham, they don't really think of the footballer as much. They think
name and
the name.
the brand.
You know,
yeah.
a lot of people don't know how good David Beckham was for like Man United. They remember LA Galaxy, obviously, because I think there was more social media attention at that time.
And Eris even, yeah.
Oh, Jesus, exactly. Real Madrid, you know, but like,
AC Milan.
I guess people don't really know how good Beckham was. They just know the name.
There are those footballers that
And
are
like,
just
sorry,
brands, yeah.
like we knew how good Maradona was, but he also has a name attached to him, you know? Maybe for people in England, obviously, they would know how good David Beckham was, but
Maradona's-
that's fine. You can have that opinion.
I still, but Messi, Ronaldo.
For me, my go-to is Ferenc Puskás. I watch that guy every day sometimes.
Maybe
In my head, I finish the sentence he's saying before he says it. And when he said the name Ferran, I don't know why I said Torres. I was like, what? For me,
Bro,
goal is Ferran
my
Torres.
top three are Puskás, Di Stefano, and I'm trying to think of someone else.
So, you say Puskás and Di Stefano.
Butrugeno.
Why Di Stefano?
Greatest Argentino. Is he Argentinian? Or is he Spanish? I don't fucking know.
I think
actually.
both.
Yeah.
Okay, but why him? His numbers are not as high as players.
Di Stefano?
No.
Never played in a World Cup. 'Cause he
I
was
thought,
unlucky.
I thought his number. Didn't he win like 5 Champions Leagues with Real Madrid? And, you know,
That was before anyone else.
Don't discredit those Champions Leagues.
the first 10, I don't know.
are you saying you're discrediting Real Madrid's like 5 in a row back in the 60s?
I'm not gonna discredit them.
Because when I watched those matches back then, I was very into.
When you watch those matches back then, like you were in the stands with your hat in your suit, clapping Real Madrid.
Honestly,
Hala Madrid,
hold on,
Hala
let's-
Madrid.
Let's think about it.
Pastor Di Stefano,
You know what's funny? Back then, you watch football matches in the 60s and
I
70s.
just got to envision this guy. He's got his flat brimmed hat.
Yes.
He's got his suit on. His
Yeah.
vest,
Smoking
he's
a
got little
cigarette.
Little thin cigarette.
Football supporters in the stands back then, you didn't see anyone with like a kit or jersey like now. They all wore like
No.
giant coats and hats.
Because they didn't sell kids.
I know that's actually pretty crazy if you think about it.
I don't think kids really sold until like maybe the 70s.
Yeah, I actually never thought about that.
the business of football really exploded. I'd say the late 70s.
I say the 90s it really exploded with
Wow.
the Premier League and the Champions League rebranding.
The birth of the Premier League was just massive.
But the way I view it, it's like it did seem like football back then was more of like a formal event.
Well, football was
Oh yeah.
not a formal event. Football was more like a community, like your communities
Yeah.
got
You were
together.
going out to the
But like if these guys had their long coats and their hats and they had the newspaper and
all
smoking.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, essentially.
I mean, I
Yes,
think
yes.
it depends what part of the world. Like, yeah, if you look at like 1930 World Cup Uruguay, everyone's wearing a hat, everyone,
Which is the fashion then.
and it's
If you look at the 2022
Yeah.
World Cup that will happen soon, everyone's gonna have AirPods in. They're gonna be TikToking. Could you imagine TikTok in 1930? Could you imagine what have been posted?
Well, I mean, you just gotta watch the war in Ukraine on TikTok now. It's kind of like that.
That's just wild.
that's
It's wild that that's just a thing.
It's
You can, like-
people are just. I'm watching TikToks. These Ukrainians like, we have stolen tank. Yes.
I think I watched that exact.
Yeah, there's
TikTok
like a
today.
couple of Ukrainians like, we have stolen the Russian tank. We are doing great. Let's go Ukraine. Obviously, there's still thoughts on President when affected there. So.
That again, that goes without question.
even if the sign isn't there, we still believe.
Of
Well,
course,
yeah.
the
One
sign-
thing
the sign will
I think
always
maybe
be.
one of my last things I want to talk about is the influence of this thing in sport right now. Because recently I've been, for work, I've been uploading the anthems that are being played at hockey games on
Yeah.
TikTok, and some people are comments like, "There should be no politics in sports," but I guess maybe for hockey fans, they're not used to seeing this kind of politics in the game.
I do think that definitely the North American sports viewer has not seen something like this before.
Yeah.
Where the sport gets behind is a cause or a country, 100%. Football wise, I mean, we've seen it time and time again.
Yeah, I'm like, for me, like, I want to respond to these people. I'm like, bro, do you know in European soccer, football, that politics is huge?
I think sports and politics are correlated on it.
Yeah, they are. They've always been. They always will be.
I mean, I think sports is the one way for people to watch people that they identify with. It's one way that they can get their emotions out in a controlled environment. And I say that very
Mhm.
loosely because we saw just a couple weeks ago what can happen when football and emotion goes too far. We saw in Mexico when emotion.
Oh,
when,
I wasn't there for that
when-
podcast.
when-
Yeah,
when-
that's
when-
so.
when emotion.
That was
and
wild.
When just the event goes too far, how it can boil over so quickly and just affect everyone. But football and sport in general, of course, it has a place in politics. You can't separate really countries.
I
watch
think it was
sports.
back in the '60s, right? I think in Spanish football, especially, it had huge influence on the government. The government had a huge influence on football.
Oh, during the Franco era, I'm pretty sure. I
Yeah.
don't know everything, but I know some clubs got screwed. Some clubs got benefited more than others.
Mm-hmm.
Those that got screwed are more so the working class clubs.
That's usually how it is. Usually, in England as well, or when times are tough in the country, whether money or political wise. I mean, words show it. I mean, whether it's hooliganism, whether it's extremism. A lot of
Oh, it's been wild. That's a lot to keep up with.
it is.
Like we're gonna look back at this time like 40 years from now and be like,
Hopefully, we're still alive.
Art.
Hopefully, I'm still watching hockey.
Well, football. Don't watch football.
It's been hard.
When
To
was the last time you watched a match of football?
I watched the United Spurs match, but not fully.
You didn't even know it was happening until like.
Buddy, you sent a text message at 10 p.m. asking for a watch along
I said, "Is anyone available?"
at 10 o'clock. Mate, I'm in fucking bed by then.
Maybe he is from the '60s. Maybe.
M-
Maybe you're.
Well, more so
7 years old.
recently. I mean, actually, last night was the latest I went to bed.
Was the time change?
No, or maybe I don't know. I went to bed like 1:30. I'm like, this is late for me. I go to bed at
Time you wake
12.
up at.
Well, like around 9 usually. I try.
That's good.
Or maybe
I go to
8.
bed usually around 31 o'clock, and I wake up at 8.
That's good for you, man.
Delicious. Great. Into the day.
I bought some coffee at work. Nice little beans and supported Ukraine.
I saw those. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are they?
It's good. It's not very strong
You
coffee.
have like a grinder at home?
Yeah, we used a magic bullet.
Yeah, fair enough. Lucas, what's going on in your life?
I mean, I've been enjoying the Rex Orange County new album.
The what?
Rex Orange County.
It's an artist.
Never heard of this man.
Yeah, he featured on Tyler the Creator album a few years ago.
Oh, I've actually been listening to some new music recently. I've been listening to Jack Harlow.
Oh,
Good lad.
he was on the Chicken Shop date.
Chicken shop?
Yeah.
You never heard of that?
Chicken? No, I have not.
Maybe
The
you're,
Chicken
yeah,
Shop
you're
date.
old.
You'd love it.
You would do so well in the 90s, I feel.
They do well in like the 80s.
In the 80s, 90s, you'd swag out, man.
I'd swag out. Baller. Gang, gang. God. Anything else you want?
No, I think I'm okay.
I think we're good.
Go Oilers!
Just wanted to say thank you to any of the audio listeners, Spotify, Apple, anywhere else. We always do appreciate you guys, and we know that we don't necessarily.
Oh, wait, hold on. Is Tom Brady coming back?
Yeah, I think it said he was returning to the Buccaneers.
Oh, Jesus
say
Christ.
that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on Twitter right now. I wouldn't be shocked.
I'm pretty sure I was gonna mention it, but then we were listening to Waz talking about being in the 60s.
Well, see, I love how we're about to end this podcast and Tom Brady comes on our TV right here.
He's returning for a 23rd season.
Oh my god. You know what's funny? Just yesterday, because he was meeting with Ronaldo, and there's a little clip of him and Ronaldo meeting up, and Ronaldo whispers, so, are you finished?
Is that what he said?
Yeah, so you're finished. And Tom Brady's like, wow.
Why retire in the first place?
Holy shit, he's back!
Yeah, he put out a
Well,
tweet
the
saying-
MLB's back, so he's Brady.
3
Brady's
hours
back.
ago, he put a tweet saying, "These past 2 months, I've realized my place is still on the field and not in the stands. That time will come, but it's not now. I love my teammates and I love my supportive family. They make it all possible. I'm coming back for my 23rd season."
Some
Tampa.
bullshit, man.
Unfinished business, LFG.
He should have pulled a fucking MJ and go play baseball. And then come back.
Wow, he should have gone back to the Patriots.
Bro.
Bring it back.
No, this fucks up my bet, because I thought the Houston Rockets are going to win the NFL this year, man.
Thanks for watching this podcast or listening to this podcast to our audio listeners. We do appreciate you.
Make sure to check out the YouTube channel if you have not yet, if you're on the audio apps. And if you are on the YouTube channel, check out the audio apps.
I bet the Dolphins for the World Series.
Yep. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.